What God cannot do? What God cannot do? Hallelujah. I have about 2 or 3 testimonies, and I want to give it to the glory of God, and also to appreciate the man of God, the set man over this place. I'm not a young man, but for what I've seen in my life, men of God, this is a different man of God. And I pray that you will leave it to the end in the name of Jesus. My testimony goes thus. First, about my daughter. It's my last daughter. Actually, she's 34-year-old. She's in the medical profession in the United States. I live in the US for most part of my life. I left her there when she was about graduating, many years. But she continued schooling. And it became a worry to me that, hey, you are 24, you should get married. 25, you should get married. She's 34 today, She didn't want to get married at the time about 4 years back. She told me that, I'm going to block you. With this your marriage thing, who told you that marriage is what brings happiness? When she threatened me like that, I had to step back, But I continue on my prayer altar. So since the last 2 years, it has been one of my biggest challenges. That look, how can a 30-something-year-old lady not married? It's not like you lack anything. She's in a very good medical profession and everything, a specialist and everything. But last year she called me. She said, Dad, you know what? You've been worrying me about marriage, but now I can afford to buy any husband. I'm like, what is that? You don't buy husband. Let the husband come ask for your hand in marriage. That I'm praying for you. He said, okay, but she didn't want to marry. But thank God, because every time pastor declare about your marriage, you get married, it will be sudden marriage, sudden wedding. I always key in. People will be looking at me, does this old man want to get married? But it was for my daughter. And to the glory of God, last month, June, she got married. She got married last June, and she got married to the glory of God. It was a wonderful, glorious wedding. I had a snappy visit to make sure that it happened in my presence, so I came back here. My other testimony goes thus. I was actually involved. I listened to the lady who made the testimony last week about the Dana air crash. I was convicted, like, oh Lord of mercy. That aircraft, I was inside the airplane on that morning. I didn't plan to travel, but the night before I had a call that, look, I had to attend an urgent meeting by the airport at Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria. And so I had to book that flight hurriedly. My PA booked it hurriedly, and I told her to return me back to Abuja. So I had another flight coming back to Abuja by 2:30. So I jumped on that plane on that morning, and I was on NSPPD throughout from home till my driver dropped me in the airport. I was waiting, and then by the time before I off my device, Pastor declared that there will be no sudden death, that we will not see sudden death. And I claim that, Lord, I want to go. This is not something that I planned, but be with me, oh Lord. I went on that plane, and unfortunately that thing happened, but I was rest assured that God is on my side. I was the third person that came out of the plane. And of all that plane, if you see, it was only one door that could open in that aircraft. So everybody had to rush through that only one door. But we came out unhurt. I came out unhurt. I know a couple of people had injuries and stuff like that, hitting themselves while they were stampeding. So I was the third person out of that plane, and to the glory of God, no harm to my body, no pain, nothing missing, nothing broken. Glory be to God. And my last, but not the least, there was some things that Pastor talk about restoration. I was sitting there on NSPPD a couple of weeks back, and he said that, look, I can see that you are restored. God is restoring everything you have lost. God is restoring it. I claim it because I got so many things I've lost. But there's these two particular things about our money, my company's money, being hijacked or being lost, supposedly lost. But I know that this money is not lost. I claim it that, look, I must pursue, overtake, and recover all. So when I think about a week after that, Pastor mentioned that, hey, that you might have been going after this thing, going after it repeatedly and didn't come forth, it didn't come through. Go after it again. Do it again. I'm like, okay, maybe I should go do it again, really. And this time around, I took the battle to the enemy's camp. The governor, I understand that the governor was in Abuja, and I just left my home that early morning. I went to his house, no appointment, nothing, and I just got there like, I want to see the governor. I understand he's in town. He said, yes, he's in town, but I don't have an appointment, and that he's meeting with the United Nations delegates. So the man came back after about 15 minutes and said, he said I should wait. So I waited. And as I was waiting, they finished the meeting. After they finished the meeting, he called me. He asked them to call me into the room where those people just left. So I waited there. I was waiting for him. Immediately, he came back and met with me. He said, what am I here for that we've never met? And I said, yeah, we've never met, but we have been communicating to you. We have sent you 8 letters about this, our money. It's outstanding in your government, and we need our money. He said, he never seen anything like this. How could I have sent 8 letters? I said, yes, and I brought all the letters, acknowledged copies. I brought it to him, and he said that he's sorry. That was the first thing. He said he's really sorry. That government is a continuum, that no matter what it is, government is government, and they must pay my money. And immediately he collected the paper. He called one of the aides. He said, take this, and as soon as you get back to the state, to their state, that you should please make it a priority. And after, you should call me to say that all is done. But I waited for 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. I didn't hear any call. And all I saw was that the governor has traveled out of the country. He came back and traveled again. Then, suddenly, an issue came up 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, I was attacked by armed robber in Abuja here. I live within the city. I don't live in the suburb for fear of I don't want to have myself in any issue. I live within the city. So, but I was attacked right inside my property. I just went that day. It was a Friday evening, and I was busy working on the computer with some people, and there was some kind of power outage. And I said, let's get fuel. I just wanted to just throw out. So I drove out to go get fuel in the next door, just about 5-minute drive to my house. And I bought the fuel, and I came back. As I came back, my gate man opened the gate. I drove in. As I drove in, all of a sudden, I was just trying to open the door. My housekeeper came downstairs from up to come and get this thing. I was surrounded by 5 hefty men, all with gun, 4 of them with gun. And they were asking me that I should surrender everything that I have, my phone, my key, car key, everything, and jump inside the Jeep. I'm like, to where? They said they're taking me away. I told them, I said, that would be over my dead body. The man said, look, I should enter this thing. And they would start pointing gun at my head, everything like that. I told the man, I said, look at me. I know you have a gun in your hand, but you cannot shoot me. I told him, I said, when I uttered that you cannot shoot me, he shot back. I can see the fear in him from there. And all of them started shooting. Boo, bah, boo, everywhere, scaring people away. It was so scary, but I didn't even know where I get courage. Because I'm not the type to be struggling with armed men. But it was serious struggling to the extent that I hit my hand on the gun when it was pointing at my face. I hit it off, you know. And when these people realized I was not budging to get into the jeep, what they did was they opened the gate, they drove off with my jeep. And my wallet, my phone, everything, they took everything away. I don't know what they wanted to do. Maybe I would have been 6 feet below by today. But God will not let that happen. Because the pastor said that we will not die. We will not bury and we will not be buried. And that thing that pastor always say every morning, that when we were on NSPPD, oh, ye ground, you know, you are not allowed to receive my body or the body of my loved ones. I do it even when pastor don't say it. I do it every day. And to the glory of God, they took my car and everything. Hey, I wasn't really bothered. The next day I traveled back to Lagos because I live in Lagos. I don't live here. I only come here to work because I have a branch office of my office here in Abuja. I went back to Lagos the next day. And that was it. On Monday morning, I got a call from one man, one Hayatuddin from Kaduna, and was asking me, are you so? I said, yes. He said, we have a Lexus Jeep here in Kaduna that's abandoned somewhere, you know, and we look at the particular there, bearing your name, you know, and I said, yes, that I lost the car on Friday evening, you know. He said that they have recovered the vehicle and they have arrested one of the people that was with the car. You know, to God be the glory. You know, and I said this: the car was recovered. The commissioner of police here did a lot of wonderful job, dispatched people to go to Kaduna to go bring my vehicle and everything and deliver my vehicle to me, to the glory of God. No, nothing missing, nothing broken. And I said this. This man that was arrested with this vehicle, there's a young man, really young man, but he was having what they call scrambler with him. And this scrambler is an instrument that they use to, whether your car is tracked, your phone is tracked, your anything is tracked. The moment they on it, you can never see that vehicle. Whether you have trackers on your car and you say you're safe, no. So it's usually we have to be prayerful. Prayer does the magic, and I know that you all know that what God cannot do does not exist.
How about the financial restoration? God did everything back to back. Come please. You didn't tell us the financial restoration. Complete it for us.
Okay, the financial restoration. But that one that I went to, after that incident, I was called out. I went to Lagos and I was called out to come to the states. I didn't want to mention the state. I'm like, okay, what is it? I traveled down there. And by the time I traveled down there, behold, the money that I already saw, forgetting that the governor, maybe he didn't do nothing. The commissioner, when I arrived there, he told me, he said, the next day after I met the governor, the Monday after I met the governor on Friday, the governor arrived on Monday and called him to his office and said, look, I have a special interest in this. Make it a priority. So I was thinking I didn't do anything, but to God be the glory, everything has been sorted and dusted, you know. And the second one about the restoration that this man of God prophesied, which I received wholeheartedly, was the fact that that money has been outstanding for over 6 years. It was restored. I have another money that was over 4 years. Is standing with another organization in Abuja here. Maliciously, they stole our money. That was what it is. 2 different government agencies. But I was not backing down. Like, look, you can't do this to us. This is our sweat, and we're children of the Most High God. You know, everything that's ours belongs to God. So what I did was I sued them to court. And they said, oh, you sue us, you don't sue government, and you can never win. This case dragged in the court. They were dragging for over 3 years in the court. But eventually, we got judgment in our favor. We're after the words that come from this man restored. And he restored, and God restored everything unto me. And today, the money is ours. To God be all the glory. And not only that, the man that was sitting on that money, because the pastor said it, that person that's sitting on what belongs to you, God will remove him. And I don't know that God can remove that man like that, because he seems to be like a very powerful man. He's been so tormenting to me, to my company, and so many things. But the way God removed him, he was with a lot of disgrace. He was actually disgraced out of office, frustrated and flushed away. And the person who came after him said, when the person resumed, immediately the minister called the person and said, hey, go and pay these people's money. To God be all the glory.
Fully restored. This mountain has been removed. If you know you are the one I'm talking about, give the Lord a shout.